Welcome to another monthly reset. Let's go over November and make some plans for December. So the first thing that we had on the November goals was to be monetized on YouTube, and that did not happen. So I thought this was gonna happen sooner because initially my watch time hours were getting updated by a significant number at the beginning of the month, and then it totally slowed down. So right now I'm at 3,500 and you need 4,000 watch hours. So whether it's gonna happen next month is also questionable, but we'll just keep on moving the goal forward until it's achieved. Okay, next thing on the goal list was to post 4 videos, which I accomplished, and I'm super proud of myself because, as we're going to talk about soon, November was a very trying month for me. I had zero motivation to do anything, so the fact that I showed up for YouTube is honestly remarkable. And the next thing that I have on the goals list is to try reformer Pilates, which I did, and I really enjoyed it. So quick backstory, I've been doing Pilates for years. I used to do it in my early 20s, and then I started doing it again earlier this year after I injured my back doing weightlifting. So I started doing Pilates at home to strengthen my core, and thought about doing reformer Pilates, but the price was always prohibitive, and in a way it still is. But they had a nice introductory price for $65 unlimited for a week, so I ended up trying that, and of course fell in love. So now I'm signing up for Pilates on a class by class basis. So yeah, that was a good thing, and it definitely helped with my mood as well, because it gets me out of the house. Obviously exercising increases endorphins, but the fact that it's a appointment that I schedule means that I'm more likely to do it versus if it's something open-ended working out at home, then I might skip it if I'm not in a good mood. So that was a good thing. And then the following thing to do on the goal list was to list 5 items for sale, and we did that. And last was to contribute to an emergency fund. We also did that. I'm gonna chat about how much I did and where we are in a few. Actually, that wasn't the last thing. We have one more thing that we did accomplish, and that was to do 1 activity a month. This month I did quite a few things, but one of them was seeing Black Panther, which was really fun. Actually, I went with my friend. We had breakfast. It was just a chill day. Had really nice seats with recliners. It was a good experience. So yeah. And then other things to do were to change my retirement contributions for going into next year, because as I mentioned before, the contribution limits are going up for all the retirement accounts. So the Roth IRA is going up to 6,500 from 6,000, and then the 401k 403b is going up to 22,500 from 20,000. So I managed to do that. I also trimmed my hair, and I bought a couple books. So November went better than I initially thought it was going to. It was looking pretty bleak in the beginning, but I got some things done. So what's new otherwise? In finances, I did a couple of things. So budgeting, I have already done my December budget. It's in a separate video, and I'll link it for you guys. And then I actually ended up getting a new credit card. I don't think, it's been several years since I applied for a credit card, because I don't know, I feel I was good. But then on my recent trip, I've vlogged all of these trips so far, but I went to several places, and I'll link them for you guys in the vlogs. But I have a Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card, and you get 3 times points for anything related to travel and eating out, but everything else is only 1 time the point. So I spend a lot of money shopping and whatnot, so I was only getting 1 point for all of that shopping. So anyway, I thought I would look into another credit card that I could use to get more than 1 point. So that's where the Capital One Quicksilver comes in. So this is it here. It's not a bad looking card. It's silver, plastic, and everything's flat, which I like, and most of your information is on the back, which is also nice. So the great thing about that card, or Capital One in general, is that none of their cards have foreign transaction fees, including the debit cards, and you get 1.5% back in cash back. And right now they have an offer for $200 in cash for making an initial purchase amount of $500 in the first 3 months. So that's pretty easy to accomplish, because because if you see my budgets, like I definitely can accomplish that. Like no issues. So yeah, I'm excited about this card, and I'm also thinking about getting one more credit card, but we'll see. I'm trying to weigh the pros and the cons. Like I just don't really want a lot of credit cards. Like I'm not really into the whole, I don't know, what is it called? Like credit card hacking. Like I like my travel points clearly and like cashback and all that, but like I trying to maximize it like 100%, like that's too much for me, but we'll see on that. Next up, good news in the emergency fund department, because last month I didn't contribute anything to the emergency fund, which was very disheartening. But this month things worked out. So I made a transfer of $1,000 from my emergency fund, and that leaves the current balance at $12,004. So yay. For reference, my goal amount is $20,000, and I was hoping to be totally done with my emergency fund by the end of this month or the end of the year. So we only have like one more month, and I doubt I'm gonna find $8,000 in the next 30 days. So as long as like I meet my emergency fund goal before I go part-time, then I'm good. And I'll talk more about like what's happening with that, but that's a more feasible plan because that won't be happening for a few months. So I have a few more months to get that like together. So yeah. Next we're gonna move on to favorites. So in terms of favorite media, so like TV shows, movies, etc., I really enjoyed Andor. I think I talked to you guys about it last month, but it's over now. The season finale was phenomenal. It was so good. So that made me very happy, but I'm sad that it's over. But there's still other things that are on the way in December, and also I was also still watching The Peripheral, which is still good. It's still going, so I've enjoyed that as well. And then in terms of items that I like this month, it's going to have to be my light therapy lamp. So I like talked about this in my budgeting video, but this I feel was pivotal in like getting me through the last like half of November. So light therapy lamps are basically meant to mimic the sun during the winter time, because people like myself tend to have, I don't know what's the word. So I don't know how to describe this. Like I am a person that like enjoys the sun. Like the sun makes me happy, and then when there isn't any sun, like I'm not happy. So because it's winter and there's significantly less sun where I live, I was definitely not happy whatsoever. And that manifests in like several ways. So like not having any motivation, just feeling down, feeling fatigued, just, you know, anything along those lines is what I was feeling. And effectively that goes into this disorder that they've labeled seasonal affective disorder. So thinking that that was my issue, I bought this lamp, and it did help. It took a couple weeks for me to like feel like, you know, back to how I was feeling like in the summer months. So yes, it's pretty easy to use. You turn it on for, you need a minimum of 20 to 30 minutes, and you have to be close to it. I think like 6 to 12 inches away from it. So I have it on my bedside table. And the thing I like about this one is that it has different temperatures, because I have, someone gifted me a light therapy lamp, I think a couple years ago, but the light was like a fluorescent white, which doesn't scream sun to me. So like it just wasn't doing it for me. But this one, it has 3 temperatures. So it moves from like a white to like more yellow, like resembling the sun. So I really like that. Also has like I think 4 levels of brightness, and it also has a timer, so you can set the timer from 10 to 60 minutes. So that's nice. It's been really good. I got it off of Amazon and I've been loving it, and I'm going to be using it for the rest of the winter. So basically I just wake up and turn this on. If I'm going to work, I'll spend like 10 minutes like trying to stay awake and get revved up for the day, and then put it in my living room while I'm getting ready. And then if I'm not working, then I just leave it on for 30 minutes while I like read the news, etc, etc. So yeah, that's been a great thing. And then in terms of experiences that I liked, I already spoke about this. Pilates was definitely one of them for sure. And then I had met up with my friends a couple of times, and those were like all good times. Like I don't see my friends very often, but anytime I do, it's always like a good time. So that was a good thing. Now moving on to December's goal. So December, we're just gonna move on the monetization goal for YouTube. We'll move it on down and hope for that. And then there are approximately 5 weeks in December, so I want to post 5 videos in December. I know that people are doing Vlogmas, but I will not be doing Vlogmas. Personally, I find Vlogmas to be annoying. Like, as a consumer of YouTube, it's like entirely too much content, and most of it is like not quality content. It's just like content for content's purposes. So I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing, and then of course I want to keep on listing items for sale. So we put another 5 items up for sale. Then I want to contribute to my emergency fund again, and then we're gonna do an activity or more this month. I already have a plan to see the Avatar, of course. In fact, I already bought tickets. Like, that's how excited I am for it. And we're also going to be going to the Christmas market, which I've been saying that I want to do for like years now. Originally, I wanted to like go to Europe and do it in the most authentic way, like in Germany, but I never have time off during Christmas, so I can never do it. So we're gonna do it locally, and hopefully it's all that I imagined and more. And then in terms of things going on that I need to do in December, there's not much happening. I just have to show up for the Bath and Body Works candle sale. So I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. Actually, last year it happened on the first Saturday of December, and the first Saturday of this year's December is the 3rd. So hopefully that's what happens, because I'm gonna be free all day to like get to the store. Trying to like buy the candles online have always been disastrous, because by the time you get on there, the website has already crashed or everything's already sold out. So I figured out that the stores have extended hours during the holiday time. So last year when I looked, it looked like they were open at 6 a.m., which is good because I'm sure nobody else is gonna be up at 6 a.m. But I naturally wake up at 6 a.m. So hopefully I can get in there and get some candles. Like I mentioned in my budgeting video, I want to get some summer beachy candles to like help me get through the rest of winter. So yes, guys, that is gonna be it for the December reset. I'm actually feeling positive about December. I love like the holidays and the Christmas decoration and like all that kind of stuff, so it's gonna be good. So let me know what you guys have planned for December as well, and I will see you guys next time.